Well, welcome to Live at Lunch. We are so glad that you're with us today, and we are really excited to have Pastor Leah with us.
I am super excited to be here. It's going to be fun.
Do you want to go with Pastor Leah today, or do you just want to go with Leah today?
You can just call me Leah. It's all good.
Let's go that way. All right, so what we're going to do first is we want you all to get involved. That's the whole point of this, is to encourage you, put some wind in your sails, and have you jump into the chat going on in the Facebook discussion right now. So here's our kickoff question. Today, it's what is the best deal you ever got on clearance, sale, as is, marketplace? Disclaimer, he is, but you cannot say Jesus. It's already an automatic assumption for everyone. But what is the best deal you ever got? And what we're going to do today is at the end, Pastor Leah and I, or Leah as she likes to be called, are going to go with looking through and seeing who we think are like the top 2 best deals that we have. And today for our giveaway, we've got, you can get one of these with the Harvey's, Swiss LA, Eastside Mario's. We have Indigo for all my reader friends out there. And we have Starbucks, which is conveniently located right next to Indigo.
There you go. You can go get a drink and walk around.
Kickoff questions going. Leah, what's like the best deal you ever got? Like, what's one of your, because I know you're a pretty frugal deal finder.
I love a good deal. First, I'm just going to say hello to Osaba. Nice to see you watching with us. Lois, nice to see you there. Yeah, I love a good deal. I am constantly bragging about deals to people. And I have to say there's 2 that come to mind. One was a few years ago. Ryan and I found out that Sears, back when Sears was still a thing, good old Sears, back when Sears was a thing, they had these mattresses. These mattresses on sale. They were regular $300, and we got them for $36. And so naturally, literally, it's 12 o'clock at night. Ryan and I are in bed. We found out about this deal, and I'm like, I'm getting them. Not only that, so we're like, okay, we'll buy 5, and then we can sell them, make some money back. It'll be great. I'm on the phone with the lady ordering them, and she's like, okay, so 5, and I'm like, 10, give me 10. So we ordered 10 of these mattresses that were worth about $360 each. They were 90% off. We got them for $36, and it was amazing. Mind you, then we had to figure out where to store 10 mattresses. And it turns out people don't love to buy mattresses from other people, but it was the best deal I ever got, for sure.
That's a sore spot, that one for me, because I don't know if I ever told you this. My wife and I had seen that and also jumped on it. And we're doing the exact same thing you did in the north, but then up there, they shut us down and went, nope, we're not giving you the deal. And they blocked it after they had already taken the money, gave us the money back, and so I may have tried to like, you're just picking on the north. I know people down south who are doing this, and I didn't drop names, but I wanted to, because we missed out, and I remember seeing that deal going, oh, it's so good.
Such a good deal.
Oh, man. But there's all of you have different deals you've found. One of my favorites that was a bit delayed was I had got one of those gooseneck faucets for the sink, and it was $29 in as-is at Canadian Tire.
Nice.
Problem is, when I called to get the parts that were missing, they said, oh, we don't make spare parts. I'm like, oh, come on. So I kept it in my basement for 2 years, and then right before I threw it out, I called one more time to ask, and they went, oh, yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh, so how much is it? They're like, oh, don't worry, we'll send the parts out. They sent me a brand new one in the box, completely sealed. It was awesome. It was there like 2 days later. So that's one of my best deals. We're getting people who are chiming in with theirs right now. But let me ask you a question. Since we were talking about frugal on Sunday, the definition that I found while I was looking it up is actually careful management of material resources and especially money, which I think for a lot of people eliminates like the stingy old man stigma that goes on. I think that's what most of us think with frugal. But how has being frugal allowed you to enjoy what you have more?
Well, I think you can sometimes get things that are better quality if you're looking for a deal or things for the same price you would have spent, so they'll last longer, which is good. Also, it allows you to be generous in many cases. So an interesting twist actually to the mattress story is, so we had all these mattresses we were storing at my in-laws' house. Thanks, Bennett's. And some situations came up we became aware of families who actually had to get rid of all their beds for different situations. They had no beds for their kids, and we were able to give those away and bless this family with these brand new mattresses at such a little cost to us. And it was an opportunity to be so generous and really to be the hands and feet of Jesus because we had jumped on this deal, which was really neat. And, you know, we never would have known that that was coming, and that opportunity probably wouldn't have come our way to bless that family had we not been frugal.
Yeah, it's so good. So what are some ways that you can see a lack of being frugal as actually a challenge causing issues in people's spiritual lives? Do you see a connection there?
Well, I think that being frugal, like I said, allows you to be generous, and frugality with the things that matter allow us to be generous in the other areas. And being in our spiritual walk, the Lord is so generous to us and allows us to pass that along to other people. And I think that, as Pastor Nevin talked about on Sunday, involving God into our spiritual life and our decision making allows him to work in ways, like I said before, that we wouldn't have had the opportunity otherwise. And it allows us to just move forward in life in a way that we're walking in partnership with the Spirit and allowing him to actually guide our decisions instead of our, going, oh, I just want this. It's seeking pleasure. It's seeking comfort. It's seeking all those other things. Instead, we can find those things in Jesus and not in the material things that we have. It's a mindset that allows us to focus on the Lord instead of focusing on acquiring things.
Yeah, when I was prepping for Sunday and when I was preaching, this thought just kept coming back to me that, wherever you need to see change and progress in your life is probably an area where there's a lack of frugality, where you're not creating margin, where you're feeling stressed or financially strapped. It's probably a connection right back to an area you're not being very frugal in. And, putting some limits on ourselves, it actually does help a lot. It helps not create a need to consume, or, if you're more frugal, there's a way better chance you're not going to be racking up the credit card debt because you go, you know what, I don't need this. I can take a pass on this right now. And, like you were saying, I could probably find a better deal somewhere else that wasn't brand new. Mm-hmm. I know my wife is big on, she does not buy brand new unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And even then, it had better be on sale because she
get
just
that
doesn't
coupon
want to be
in
part.
hand.
Yeah, exactly, right? But no, it's really interesting to see, hey, where are you at right now? What's going on in your life that's causing you tension? Because really just trace back to where are you the least frugal? Or what area is that you're struggling in? And kind of just draw a line to see what that is. Well, one of the things we do want to ask while we've got you on is that, where do you find the best deals? Because seriously, I know you've gotten your kitchen on a crazy good deal. I've gotten one of those. Shout out to Restores. They are.
Helps Habitat for Humanity, and you get a good deal, and it reuses things. It's great. Love it.
No tax.
No tax.
Seriously, there you go.
Praise
Where
the Lord.
else?
So I love getting deals all over the place. Anywhere I go, like we were chatting about earlier, there's usually a clearance rack in most stores. So Home Depot, Canadian Tire, things that have been returned. And often there's there's very little wrong with it, and you can get a great product for cheaper. Also love to use the Flip app, which you can search all of these sales and deals. You can search specific items that you're looking for and get them on deal. I also love using point systems. For those of you who have ever been out to eat with me at Swiss Chalet, Kelsey's, they have the scene rewards, and I always am use my scene rewards because I load the bonus offers and I get 20 times the points, and it allows me to enjoy the movies when they open again, please Lord, for a very discounted rate. So I just am always looking for the deal. So Flip app, using your scene points, rewards, also just being aware of when deals are on. So when Pastor Ryan and I first started dating, our go-to date was we would go to Kelsey's, and back then if you filled out a survey at the end of your meal, on the receipt you'd get a free spinach dip the next time you went. So we would go and we'd get a free spinach dip. We'd go on Thursday nights to get half-price wings, and so we would go for wings and spinach dip, and it would be $20, and it was the best. So there's so many deals out there, just look for them, research, talk to the people in your life who are deal finders.
Yeah, Natalie and I used to do St. Louis wing and ribs on Tuesday night. Was less than 25 cents a wing, I think, or something like that. And we would go there. I'd pick her up from work at the office, and we would go right to the one nearby and have a ton of wings. But it is really amazing how much you can save when you just start doing that. When you look at the seasons when things are going to go on sale, if you're going to buy winter tires, it's probably best not to buy them in the peak of winter season when you really need it, but maybe to be a little more savvy up front. Mm-hmm. But what do you have for suggestions for someone who wants to be more frugal, but this is a real struggle? I think there's a lot of people watching that are probably I'd love to be better with my money. I'd love to be more careful with it. I just don't know where to start. what direction would you give to kind of start with that?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to sitting down, having a budget, and creating a goal. Because when you're working towards something, it gives you the external motivation to make those decisions and to deny self in the moment for a greater purpose. So when we first got married, we had student debt to pay off, like many people. And so our goal was, we were like, we want to be debt-free as soon as we possibly can. And so it made it easier to go, yeah, we're not going to buy this thing. I'm only going to buy on clearance, because we had this goal in mind and we were so excited about meeting that goal. And we had said, I got this keg gift card we had received, I think, for our wedding, and we set it aside and we said, when we pay off our debt, we're going to go out for a fancy dinner and celebrate. And so I think having a goal like that really puts things into perspective, and it just makes it easier to be like, okay, I'm not going to buy the coffee because I want to be debt free in 3 months, or whatever it looks like. I want to buy a home. I want to get a swing set for my backyard. Whatever those things are, make a goal, and then it helps you just say no to self in the moment for the small things, for the things that really matter.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys bought a home in kind of the later part of when it was awesome to buy a home. When I started, it was, I think our down payment was maybe $1,000. But you guys came in way later than that. But you rented for quite a while, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, you still just drive one vehicle.
Yep. Yeah, we have one vehicle, and our home we bought was a big fixer-upper, and fortunately we had people in our life to help us do that. But yeah, we're always looking for areas and ways to save. And it doesn't mean you're cheap.
Yeah.
Like, so for example, I love steep tea from Tim Hortons. And I know a lot of people are like, that's a waste of money. And I have calculated how much it costs. And I've decided that because that's something that brings me joy every day, that I'm going to not go out to eat, or I'm going to not buy, a shirt or whatever, so I can have that every day. And so it's just making decisions and prioritizing what matters to me. And so for me, I really enjoy that. It's like my family always says, it's like a cup of joy, right? Just walking around with my warm cup of tea. And so for some people, that's a foolish thing to spend money on because they like their at-home tea just as much. For other people, you just got to, decide what matters to me and find joy in those little things.
Yeah, and I think frugality actually allows for that. It allows for, like, some of the stuff I was reading up, getting ready for it, was like, hey, you know what? There might be some of you where a bigger vacation is a bigger deal than other people, so you're going to sacrifice towards it. Some of you, it might be having, like, the man cave of tools, and that's where you want to put it. Or maybe it is a car, and you're like, I could care less about going on vacation, but I really like, well, take some time and decide what's actually the most important, instead of saying, well, I have to have everything, because I don't know who out there actually can afford everything.
Yeah.
And I found a lot of the people who can actually can't.
100%. And then you appreciate what you have. You actually get to enjoy what you have instead of spending all your time maintaining and clutter, and you don't even get to use and appreciate the things that you do have.
And you come back from vacation without debt, which is way nicer than coming back with like, oh my gosh, now we have to work extra hard to pay for that vacation.
Yeah, for the next year.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of wrapping up here. Thank you so much for watching. What we're going to do, though, is let's get into looking on the Facebook feed and see, like, what are some of the better deals that we found here? Like, okay, who's got them? We've got a lot of really great comments.
There's some good ones here. Also, I like, Pat, you said plan ahead. Dennis and Jeanette, you said to make lists. It's true. When you plan ahead, then you're able to save money as opposed to just being in the moment, having to purchase whatever's there as opposed to what's on sale.
Yeah. Oh, I love Osaba's because, okay, just specifically because it's Osaba. So he wrote, I got a suit for $30 when it should have been over $300, but the cashier couldn't be bothered to check with the manager. If you've ever seen Osaba,
that man is well dressed, and
that suit would not look like the ones I own in my closet. It would be a very nice suit. So I'm kind of leaning on Osaba for that one.
Yeah, that's
he hasn't won before.
Pastor Tony's got a good one on here. He got a bunch of mold killer, which was supposed to be $20 for $250. That's classic Pastor Tony, if you know him. Austin got a good deal on his iPhone. Nice.
Andrew here bought 2 pairs of skates for $40 about 6 years ago, and he's just outgrown the second pair now in his 4th year of rep hockey.
That is a good deal. That's awesome. Pastor Maddie got a car for $500. What?
Oh.
Teach me your ways,
yes.
Pastor Maddie.
Now, Pastor Maddie, you got to answer, like, was it from your parents? I mean, if it's from family...
Oh, she's shaking her head no.
Oh, she's over there.
She's
okay.
over in the corner watching Reese for me.
Now, was it anyone related to you through marriage or anything?
No,
okay, so
all right. That's a good deal.
We need to actually get Pastor Maddie on to talk about this. at some point. I don't think we can pull her in right now because we have to make sure Reese is being cared for.
Yes, we do.
We don't want to leave her alone here. But okay, so out of the ones we've kind of listed, what do you think are your top two? Like, who are you giving?
I have to say, well, also Pat said he got Jeep parts for free. That's really good. Lynn, Guess jeans for $35. Nice. Okay, who are my favorites? Oh my goodness, it's so hard to choose. I gotta say Osaba.
Osaba.
A $300 suit for $30, and I'm sure it looked like a $300 suit. In fact, I'm sure it looked better than that with your fashion sense, your style there. So
Let's actually ask Osaba. Osaba, we're going to give you a win on this, but we want you to post a photo of that suit with you in it. Give us a photo of that suit, tag the church in it, and everybody just go and like that. I think Austin's is a really great second one too. The fact that he got the phone for $200, but it was the charger.
Yeah.
I feel guilty when I get those deals sometimes where it's like, man, you just didn't even bother to try.
Right.
And if you had, you would have realized this thing's awesome, but I'm so excited. So, okay, so let's go with Osaba, and we're going to go Austin here. If you guys could actually just private message us your address so we could mail out the gift card to you, and let me know your preference. Do you want Indigo? Do you want Starbucks, or do you want the ultimate?
Ooh, now, I have no tips on getting deals at Starbucks. I don't know if there are tips for that, but as I was saying, if you go to the Ultimate Dining, make sure you load those scene points. You get multiple times the points. And Indigo right now has lots of deals, lots of clearance of their Christmas stuff, so you can go ahead and buy something there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so my last saving money tip, Valentine's Day, Easter, Christmas, day after Walmart, Halloween,
Yes.
day after, and pick one that doesn't get picked over. The Walmart in Burlington on number 5, that one used to be a gold mine, whereas the Waterdown one was completely picked clean. So find the people who won't be last minute and go to their one, and you can stock up and have a ton. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. It's really great to see you
Yeah, it was
back
so great
again.
to be here. I'm enjoying seeing y'all.
Well, why don't you wrap up in prayer for us today?
Absolutely. All right. Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to come together in the middle of the week, and we thank you for technology that allows us to connect and encourage and lift one another up, even in the middle of our day. Lord, for every person who's watching now and watching in the future, I pray that you would bless them, Lord, that you would give them peace of mind, that you would protect them, and that you would give them hope and goodness in whatever area of their lives that they need it. Lord, I pray that we would be frugal so that we could then be generous. Jesus, we would be frugal with the things and die to self so we could care for others and we could make the main thing the main thing. Lord, I ask that you would just help us to walk in your grace, your favor today, and in partnership with your Holy Spirit. We love you, Jesus. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. That was awesome. We're looking forward to having you back again at some point on Live at Lunch.
Definitely.
Well, one more thing. We want to let you know, on Friday we've got another video devotional in this track coming out. It's going to be about quality over convenience, so I'm looking forward to that. And also, Grow Discipleship, check out thepc.ca/grow. Sunday morning, in person or online, and it's going to be great. Both sites are up and going. One more thing I want to let you know before we go, though, is that we love you, we appreciate you, and I'll see you on Friday, and Pastor Leah, I'll see you here if you're here on Sunday.
Absolutely.
So, have a great week.
Bye, guys.